Welcome to weekly NISH news broadcast. Regional news. The physical education teacher-student ratio in schools in the state will be changed to 1:300 to protect teachers who have lost their posts. A meeting convened by Minister for General Education V. Shivankutty recently reached the decision. It will be sent for the Chief Minister's approval. The physical education teacher-student ratio currently is 1:500. Kerala's decision to introduce HPV vaccination targeting adolescent girls to protect them from cervical cancer is generally hailed as a positive public health measure. Going by current data from population based and hospital based cancer registries in Kerala, the incidence of cervical cancer has been on a steady decline in the state over the past several years, and it no longer figures among the top 5 cancers affecting women in Kerala. This is consistent with improvements in women's health and hygiene, better sexual practices, education, and healthcare access in Kerala. National news. The Supreme Court on July 28, 2025 pushed harder for the Election Commission of India ECI to accept Aadhaar and the elector's photo identity card EPIC as identity documents in the Bihar Special Intensive Revision SIR, saying mass inclusion and not en masse exclusion should be the outcome of the exercise in the poll bound state. With the publication of the draft electoral roll on August 1st, the ECI continued to resist the court's suggestion, saying Aadhaar, EPIC, and ration cards could be forged easily. The protests over the arrest of 2 Keralite nuns on charges of kidnapping, human trafficking, and forced conversion at the Durg railway station in Chhattisgarh on July 25 appeared to gather momentum in Kerala and New Delhi on July 28, 2025. The protests also seemed to assume a politically bipartisan character, with ruling Left Democratic Front (LDF) and opposition United Democratic Front (UDF) MPs from Kerala protesting simultaneously outside Parliament, denouncing the minority hate fueled arrest of the nuns on trumped up charges. The NASA ISRO Synthetic Aperture Radar (NISAR) satellite was successfully launched on July 30, 2025 from the Satish Dhawan Space Center at Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh. The geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle GSLV F-16 rocket carrying the Earth observation satellite lifted off from the second launch pad of the Space Center at 5:40 p.m. NISAR satellite can detect Even small changes on land, sea, ice, and in vegetation, says ISRO. And NASA says NISAR will help decision makers respond faster to natural disasters as well as map farmland to improve crop output. International news. China on July 29 announced perks aimed at encouraging families to have more babies as birth rates hit a record low and officials warned that the population will start to shrink by 2025. The world's most populous country has been grappling with a looming demographic crisis as it faces a rapidly aging workforce, slowing economy and its weakest population growth in decades. US President Donald Trump on July 30, 2025, announced that imports from India will attract 25% tariffs from August 1st plus a penalty, citing India's purchases of energy and military equipment from Russia. Hours later, the Ministry of Commerce and Industry said that the government was studying the implications of Trump's announcement and will take all steps necessary to secure our national interest. Sports news. Divya Deshmukh became the fourth Indian woman to become a grandmaster. She is India's latest grandmaster, only the fourth Indian woman to get that most coveted of titles in chess. The 19-year-old from Nagpur recorded the greatest moment of her young career when she beat fellow Indian Koneru Humpy in the tiebreakers of the FIDE World Cup final at Georgia on July 28, 2025. Both games in the classical format had been drawn, leading to the shootout in speed chess. With this news, we come to the end of the weekly NISH News broadcast. I am Arun Yadav, ISL faculty at NISH, signing the news for you along with Ms. Sylvie Maximena, NISH faculty. See you again next week. Thank you.